this evening. Really, really appreciate it. You know what? It took me a few months to understand the very basics of our compensation, although it's not particularly difficult to understand. It takes a few months to understand it. Can everyone just make sure the microphones are muted for me, please? I'll just mute Steve's. Steve, I've just muted yours. Yeah, as I was saying, it took me to understand even the basics of the pay plan, and it took me a few years to understand it properly. And the is because I've never completely studied it. You know, if you study it, it's not that difficult to understand. You can understand it very, very quickly. But there was one element of it, even today, I knew there was an issue. I knew there was something along that subject. I'll explain as I go through, but only today I found out the figures and exactly. So without further ado, I'll press on. Are you recording now, Dave, aren't you? Excellent. Okay, so the pay plan, why is it important? I suppose, why did you join? I mean, we all joined to earn money. You know, we didn't join for a hobby. We didn't join to mess about. We didn't join to just help people. You know, these things are great, but we actually joined to make an income. That's the whole reason why we joined, whether it's a short-term income of 50 quid a week, or whether it's a long-term income, a residual income, you know, something you're going to take a couple of years to really start seeing the shoots above the surface, so to speak. But initially we joined for an income. Now the other thing as well is to make that income, you know, how are you going to show people if you can't understand it yourself? You know, if you want the big incomes, if you want the residual income, the royalty income, you need to be able to sponsor people into your team, and you need to help them understand the pay plan and understand how to sponsor themselves. So if you don't understand it yourself, you're not going to be able to do that. Therefore, you're only going to be on the linear income, which is the kind of flatline income, which is your retail. So, you know, there are people that earn 50 grand a year from retailing. That is their full-time job. But do you know something? They're caught in a retail trap because they haven't got the time to sponsor, and if they are dependent on all that income, then they can't do anything else but retail. Yeah, 50 grand a year is great, but I don't want to be personally putting that out that I'm earning 50 grand a year from it and you know, living to my means. Do you want the free travel and the free cars? If the answer is yes, you need to know how the pay plan works. Do you understand residual income? For those of you who don't understand residual income, and a lot of people don't, you know, they've heard the expression, they've heard the phrase residual income about an awful lot in our industry, you know, in multi-level marketing, sales, network marketing, whatever you want to call it. It is brandished about an awful lot. Income is basically you do something today and on that activity years down the line. That's residual income. So like Noddy Holder, that Christmas song, I can't even remember how it goes, which is probably just as well because I'll end up singing it. But that comes out every Christmas. Every Christmas he makes hundreds of thousands of pounds just off that one song he wrote 30, 40 years ago, whenever it was. Now, do you income? If the answer is yes, then you need to know how the pay plan works. And the other thing is how are you going to get that residual income? Obviously, that's where you have to start planning and show people as well. So you do need to understand, and it's mega important. I can't how important it is. Okay, compensation plan, and this goes from a Clean Easy distributor on the left, and then the blue circle in it is your silver distributor, and then next to that on the right you got gold, and then silver, gold, and then SED, which is the first oval one. Now, I'll be honest with you, up to gold, so the first three positions, that is the most important part of the pay plan. Although I'm going to go up to Premier, which is, where are we now? after the 1, 2, 3, 4 ones in the middle, the first one on the right, which is got like an oblong with a semicircle on the top, yeah, I'm going to go up to there tonight. You really don't need to know any. But from gold onwards, above gold onwards, like senior onwards, it's irrelevant. The first 3 positions are the most important positions on that pay scale, and those are the ones that you need to. The rest of it you don't, and will just follow suit and will sort themselves out as and when. And as you start to go through the content, then you can start to learn. Okay, and that, I suppose, is why I didn't understand fully, because we weren't even at the 3rd position. We weren't even at gold. When you start looking at gold, you start looking at the next level. It's the same when you're doing exercise. If you reach 100-pound bench press, then you look at 120s. If you reach 120, you know, you're basically, the higher you climb, the further you can see, and it's that kind of thing. So the first is important. Okay, just a bit of jargon. Probably better if you could jot some of this down for all the, although it is on the it is in the business manual. It will be on the recording as well, but just to go through it with you. So bonus points, you'll see that referred to as BP, and that's your pre-VAT total. Okay, total catalog sales, and you divide it by 1.2. That gives you your bonus points. So, excuse me. And if we're working in euros or anything, at the moment it is just euros, but if you're working in euros, the bonus points is the bonus points, and it's the same whether it's pounds or euros. Okay, sales plan value. This is your pre-buy-in price. I'll go on to that in a minute, but they basically, that is the price that Clean Easy sell it to you at without the VAT. Okay. VP is volume profit. Now this is the extra bonus that pays you depending on how many personal and team sales you over and above £780. Personal sales, ESG. This is the total number of sales through team, total number of bulk sales, which is you and your team, through your, including any team member that has a £9,000 or more going through their business. Okay, and a generation is a team of people below you that have a personal sales group of £9,000 minimum. Okay, frontline is people who you've personally sponsored. Well, actually your upline can sponsor them, but people connected directly to you. Usually you've sponsored them yourself. C volume, and DB is downline bonus. So without further ado, let's go on. If you stuck, as I said, have a look at your business manual. If you're not sure where to find that, look at the DSA. That's dsa.cleaneasy.co.uk. www. Click the sitemap at the bottom and find operations, manuals and procedures, and click on manual, and it's on there as well, but it should be on the recording hopefully later. Okay, understanding the numbers. So the cap price, your profit, and the VAT. Okay, and that is the price the customer pays. Take off the VAT off the cap price, you divide the cap price by 1.2 points, as we discussed on the previous slide, and then take your market off, take your profit off, which is 33%, and you get the SP buy-in price. So you get the cap price, divide it by 1 point, gives you your bonus points. Get your bonus points, divide it by 1.33, your sales plan value. Okay. The 33% roughly equates to 20.6% of the sale. I hope that makes sense to you. So if you sold £100, if you generated £100 of orders, £21 is going in your pocket roughly, and that's the 33%. It's about £20 and 68p, something like that. But the best way to do it is take the VAT off, and then take the 33% off, and that leaves the buy-in price, the 33%, then that's your profit. Okay. Okay, so as I said, this is the most important part. So this is you on the left, distributor, not hitting that 10% mark, and then on the right, in gold at £9,000. Now it's a minimum of £9,000. It can be as much as you need, as much. It doesn't matter how much is going through your business, but it's a minimum of £9,000. Now, when I was doing it in my first 3 weeks, I did the 10% level in 3 weeks, working very networking the catalogs with as many people as I could get in front of, and we did that. And Gaz as well did it in about 18 months, quite quickly as well. So it can be done. It's not particularly difficult, but that's easy to say having done it. Once before you cross the line, it seems like something a million miles away, but once you cross the line, it's like, oh, is that it? But this is the most important part. So the figures along the top, so above the 10% level, above the first profit scale, is £780, and that's the catalogue price. So the top views are the catalogue price. Okay. Underneath that, you've got points, but the 10% is paid on the sales view. So divide the 650 by 1.33, and you get and it's 10% of that value what you're left with. So 7,500 divided by 1.33 is about. So your 24% of that is just over £1,300 of bonus. Okay. So but roughly, if you want to do it on price, you can look along the bottom, and you've got 6, 8, 9, 11, and that's approximate to the retail value. So if you were at the 10% level and you did £800, approximately percent of that £800 would be the bonus, but that's not the correct way to work it out, and it's only an approximate. Okay. So as I said, there's 3 ways to make money. You've got number 1, you've got the retail, which is approximately your 21% on your catalogue sales. Tells you again on the right hand side there how you work that out. So bonus points, sales plan, and then that's your 33%, as I've discussed earlier. Then you've got volume paid on sales plan value. So your profit, as in the previous slide, percentage is paid on the sales plan value. So volume profit of your team to 24%. Now, at the end of the day, you've got a volume profit potential of 20%. So why would you want to run your business maximum profit? And some people do, and that's great, but is to earn more, go for it. If you can get 20 on your, 9 grand of sales, 5,000 of sales plan value, 24% of that's a lot of money. So go for it. Work on maximum profit as much as you can. And then you've got stage 3, which is and I'll discuss those in more depth on the late. But in a nutshell, you get 4% on your first level goals. So assume 4%, but we'll go through them. So, silver distributor. So you've moved 1 step up the pay plan, and you 1 level up the volume profit. Actually, no, this is 2 levels up. So you've done £1,000, which is 250 a week. Okay, and for those 250 a week, it's not that difficult to do once you've got your customers. If you've got your customers, it's even easier. And then you've introduced somebody, and they've done £650 a week in their first 30. We've made you another £50 through, and they've also qualified a bonus. They've made you £50 there as part of the sponsored and support bonus. Aside, you've got £1,600 worth of bulk going through your business. So your PSG, 13%. Your personal sales group is 13%, and that 13% paid on the sales plan value of that £1,600. 1,600, divide it by 1.2, and divide it by 3.3, and then that figure that's what you're left with, 13% of that, that's your bonus. Okay, you will also earn retail commission on your £1,000 that you've done personally, which is about 50 quid a week. Okay. So at that level, it's about £200 in retail commission, £130 in bonus, roughly £130 in bonus. Okay, now what we've done here, we took it stage first. You're still doing your £1,000. Dave's doing £1,000 now. Maybe 600 on the previous slide, but you've introduced Kate and she's doing £1,000. Combined volume is £3,000 of bulk sales business. 3 grand takes you to the 15% level. Okay, now your two downline 10%, so they will receive 10% bonus on their £1,000. 10% of the sales plan value of 1,000. And you will receive the difference. 15%, you receive 5% of their two sales plan value and 15% of your own. Okay, so you get the difference, you get the balance. This, they actually earn their bonus money comes out, so they earn money off you. Quite clever. Okay, take it a couple of stages further, take it up to gold distributor. How you hit gold, this is just one example. So we've got you in £1,000, £250 a week, and you may do more, you may do less. When Gaz got to gold, he did more. When Grace went to gold, she did more, and but it's not always the case. Some people don't do retail or very, very little. But you've got a team of people, and bulk sales minimum combined volume is £9,000. Now there is 9 grand there, and made up. So you've got one person there in the bottom left. He's done £500, and he's sponsored somebody who's done £500. So he's at the 10% level. You've got a side who's done 500, and he's sponsored 2 people. One has done 200, one has done 300 between him. You've got someone who's come in and done 0. You always get that. I can't understand why, but it does happen. You've got a guy there next to him on the £800. He just scraped through the first bonus level. And then you've got a guy who's done £1,600. He's just hit the 30 personal. So, his bonus will come off yours, off that one. And you've got a guy who's done £1,400. So he's 13%. And then you've got 600, 600, another 1,000. So the 600s haven't hit any bonuses themselves, but the £1,000 guy has. So the figures on this, basically, you've hit max profit. You've got a £9,000 personal sales group. You've hit maximum volume profit, 1,500 points. So 9,000 divided by 1.2 is 7,500. And then that 7,500 we divide by 1.33, which gives the value of our business. Now that is the total sales that yourself and your team have bought products from without VAT. So it's 24% of that £5,039 is yours minus the downline. So the guy at the top who's done 1,000, the person that's done 1,400, the person that's done 1,600, the person that's done 100s, the 800, and the other 500 with his 3 and 200. Each of those guys will take a little bit of bonus from you from there. So you'll get a grand bonus from that. That's you doing your £1,000, £250 a week. So you're probably going to end up with about 12 there, roughly, on that. And that can be done with about 10, 12 hours a week, something like that. So pretty cool, really. Okay, so this is you at senior. So the top level there is you. So that previous business there that we had on the previous slide, all of it calculated in that top circle there, that's you as a gold distributor. And John is popped out of you own breakaway gold distributor. So John is what we call a first generation gold. He pay you 4% on his sales plan. So pretty good, provided you're at 20% yourself. So provided your PSG is at 24%, you will be paid 4% of John's sales plan value as PSG. Okay. Have to be at 18% minimum personal sales group to be at the next pin level, which is senior. But if you're less than 24%, some of the 4% bonus will be paid to your upline gold. I'll explain in the next couple of slides. Okay, so this is it. What if I'm senior distributor? So what if I've gone up the pin level, but I've not got a 24% volume profit? So I'm excuse me, I've got 3,400 bonus points, £4,080, and I was popped out as a 24% gold distributor. What happens there? You'd still be classed as a senior distributor. You'd still have that pin level, but as I said to you, pin level doesn't mean anything. Pin level is vanity. It's the income that will keep your sanity. Okay, so it's the income we need. So this is not a great position to be, even though you've gone up the pay scale, you've gone up the pay plan, because what you will receive 18% of your PSG might be downline bonus. Okay, so that's on the top circle. Okay, so you've got downline in there that have hit bonus. Their bonus comes off that total 18%. But you would receive 4% of Dave's business to the value of your system. Therefore, 3,400 bonus points of Dave's divided by 1.33, which is your sales plan value, just over £1,000. You would receive 4% of that value, and the difference from his 7,500 points would go to your up gold, what we call pass up bonus. And that's happened to me. When it happened, I wondered why. I'd heard about it, wondered why. I thought, wow, that was a bad month. And then I kind of got it explained to me. So it was only, you know, as I said before, I didn't understand the pay plan properly. I had to understand elements of it when, you know, as it happened. To be honest, even until this morning, I didn't understand the figures on that. But now I do. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, so this is where it starts to get exciting. So you've got gold distributor there on the left, 24% personal sales group, £9,000, and John's gold and Kate's gold. Okay. So assuming John wasn't there, you'd only get 4% on Kate, on her sales plan value, but because you've got John as well, you get an executive bonus. Now the executive bonus is where the money really starts to kick in. So the executive bonus kicks in at 7%. Not only will you get 4% on John and Kate, you now get 7%. So bonus goes up 3% on their sales plan values. 3 gold legs, you'd be classed as silver executive. If you had 4 gold legs, executive, and if you had 5 gold legs, you'd be what we call an SED, a senior executive. Okay. Say you're gold, Kate's gold, and she's got a gold distributor popped out of her called Dave. You get nothing on Dave. You get nothing on him because he's a second generation. You only get paid on Dave's business when you have a first generation. 2 wide will pay you 2 deep. 3 wide, deep. 4 wide will pay you 4 deep. 5 wide will pay you 5. Now you will only get paid 5 generations deep. That's it. But you get as you want. Hence the unlimited income opportunity. So you'll not receive anything on Dave's business until you have another first generation. When you're bronze executive, you will receive 3% of Dave's group and 4% of Kate's, which is 7%, because you'll have 7% of your other gold leg as well. Okay. Moving on. Let's take gold businesses underneath us now. So you've got Kate, John, Jazz, Matt, all at 24%. But Kate's found 2 gold legs herself. So 2 people out of her team have popped out. So you've got Sally and you've got Dave. So that makes her an executive. It pushes you up the pay plan to senior executive distributor, not just SED. They're your second generation gold legs. You receive 3% on those PSGs. Okay. Now you didn't really have to have Matt, Gaz to get paid on them too, but obviously I've just shown you with the bottom 3 there as golds as well. Okay, now what I've done here is I've kind of explained how you get paid generations deep. So I've gone through all the 5 generations to explain how you get paid. You there with your first generation, you get 7% across the board on them all, combined on their sales plan value. You've got a maximum volume profit yourself, assuming you've got 2 or more unlimited width, that is. 3% on all your second generation gold distributed unlimited width again, and 1.35% on your third, fourth, and generation gold distributorships. So it pays to build wide, but it also pays to build deep. Now, not in the business to build deep, build with and for you. So don't build anyone else's business for them. That's a big. Okay. Next slide, I'll take you to one more step. This may take a bit of explaining because it looks a bit messy. You've got you in the middle, whatever retail you're doing, and your BE, you've got 5 BE around you, you've got 5 bronze executive distributorships. Now, each of those bronze executive, to be qualified at bronze executive, needs to have 2 gold legs. So each one of those has got 2 gold legs. Let's assume the one on the left with the other 3 gold legs popping out has only got 2 gold legs. So that takes you to Premier Executive Distributor. Excuse me. So assume all circles are gold, 24% maximum volume profit. You're at Premier Distributor, and all bronze executives are qualifying bronze executive. All G's are gold distributorships, as I've said. Now at Premier, you receive, instead of 1.35% on your gold distributor levels 3, 4, and 5, you actually receive now a Premier bonus of 2.7% on your 3rd, 4th, and 5th generation golds. So the 3 gold distributorships, the 3 circles on the bottom left, you actually receive 2.7% of their sales plan value of all of them. So very, very, very lucrative. And at that level there, that will be 10 grand a month. That'll be 2 grand a week at that level. Okay. But at that level there, 2 grand a week, you can get paid exactly the same as you can at gold distributorship. Gold distributorship, you can earn that kind of money. You just bring that many people in. It really doesn't matter what pin level you're at to earn the income. It doesn't matter. You just need to bring people in. And this business is so clever. It pays the people that are working, not the. So it pays the workers, not the shirkers. Basically, there's a phrase that goes around a lot, but it's very, very true. If you bring somebody in and rely on them, forget it. It's not going to work. You need to just keep bringing people in yourself and letting people copy you. And that's it. I hope you all understood that. Dave, you can stop recording now. Thank you very much.